Warrington Wolves 18, Catalan Dragons 12 in a game that was played on a pitch that was befitting for donkeys, not for the thoroughbred athletes that are Super League players. Oh, Warrington, you need to have a better pitch than that for the rest of this campaign. Quite simply, not good enough. But a good win, this one, for the Wire, and a much improved Catalan Dragons coming to the Warrington Wolves. Warrington and Catalan going toe-to-toe for pretty much all of the game, without question. Nice try, of course, taken from Toby King. Fortuitous, because I think Catalan pretty much were on top at that point. In fact, with the exception of completed sets and, of course, errors, everything, and I mean everything went the Catalan Dragons' way. I mean, they really should have won this game. Yet again, their frailty in attacking phases really letting them down. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the two Machula-Guerre tries were very, very good indeed. But for the amount of possession that they had, the amount of territory they had, again, Catalan not being able to turn that into vital points. And in the end, it cost them dearly. I mean, let's be fair, Warrington have ground out now 2 wins in a row. They'll be pleased with that as they go off to Vegas. As for Catalan, like I say, a much improved performance this time round. Kiri looked a little bit better. Morg jinking and weaving like he normally does. I thought Pangai Jr. had a brilliant game for the Catalan Dragons. I mean, Catalan, quite simply, loved passing the ball around, didn't they, in this one? 27 offloads, 4 of them coming from Tommy Makinson and another 4 from Pangai Jr. They really did keep the ball alive in very tricky conditions, and that really caused the Warrington Wolves a lot of problems, having to do a lot more tackling because Catalan were keeping that ball alive really, really well. The problem was they just couldn't turn it into points. Kotrick looks like he's going to be a good player when it's a dry track. There's no doubt about that. We know Tommy Makinson is class on the other wing, but at the moment, Catalan just don't seem to have the answers when they get into the final third of the Warrington half in this one, and also last week at home against Hull FC. They really do need to be working really solidly at breaking down defences and getting over the try line, because if they don't, they're going to lose far more games than win, especially tight ones like this. I have to say credit to George Williams. What a performance from the England captain. Everything that was good about the Warrington Wolves in this one came through George Williams. I mean, 3 assists on the night. I thought some of his defensive efforts against bigger forwards as well was very, very good indeed. He'll be delighted with his performance, as will Warrington. Matt Duffy, we saw everything that's good and everything that's bad about Matt Duffy, didn't we? That brilliant cover tackle on Tommy Makinson really was pinpoint into touch. Thank you very much. He's often criticised, isn't he, for his errors and his defensive tackles. He read that one perfectly well and put Makinson into touch. Very, very well done indeed. Then, of course, the petulance with Ben Garcia. Sam Burgess was not happy about that, I'm sure. But then, of course, we'll forgive Duffy, because, of course, Duffy went in for that third try, a typical Matt Duffy try. You know, he's so good, isn't he, on the edges, Matt Duffy, and there was just no stopping him when he got that ball. But I think the game-breaking moment of this game was when George Williams did that lovely, lovely dummy. Off he goes down the field of play. Danny Walker in support. Best try of the evening. Very nice indeed. Warrington will go to Vegas knowing they'll have to be a lot better against the champions Wigan Warriors, who had a very convincing win at Hull FC on the same evening. But it's 2 wins from 2, and that's all that matters at this time of the season. If you were to ask Sam Burgess, he wouldn't want to have his troops really at full throttle this early in the campaign. That comes a little bit later, doesn't it? A little bit later down the track. As for Steve McNamara, he needed a response from his players, and I believe that he got that. I think there was a lot to be happy about if you're a Catalan Dragons fan, and certainly Steve McNamara coming off the back of this one. They did go toe-to-toe with Warrington. They scared them. Let's be really clear about that. They were right in the grind right till the end. And of course, they had the attacking momentum at the end, and it could have so easily have gone to golden points. So that's a massive improvement compared to where they were last week. For Warrington, like I say, two wins from 2. They'll be happy about that going to Vegas. And now, of course, it's all about what's going to go on at the in Vegas next week. Right, let's get into some of the detail in terms of who am I giving the 3-2-1 to. Well, the 1 point I'm going to give to Pangai Jr. I thought he was outstanding in this game. He really did create a lot of problems for Warrington. A big unit. He ran strong. He got the ball offloaded at vital times. Unfortunately for him, he just doesn't at the moment have the supporting cast playing as well as they could do. But I think we've seen enough from Pangai Jr. in this game to suggest that he is going to be a handful for most defences in 2025. So Pangai Jr. gets 1 point. There was a lot of credit given on Sky to the performance of Lachlan Fitzgibbon. I'm going to actually give the 2 points, though, to the person on the other side. I thought Dan Russell, the Papua New Guinea international, he really did step forward in this game for the Warrington Wolves. 41 tackles in D, 88 metres with ball in hand. He had a really solid game on the right edge for the Warrington Wolves, alongside who I'm giving the 3 points to. It has to be George Williams. 3 superb assists in this game. Some of his defensive efforts, like I've already said, quite simply exceptional. George Williams in great form, and if Warrington are going to have a good season, they need George in his 2024 form. He really is at the moment showing why Warrington brought him back from the NRL, why he's on the big money at the Warrington Wolves. And let's be fair, he is without question one of the best players in Super League, especially when he plays like this. Some of those defensive hits, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So there you go. There's a 3-2-1. Warrington Wolves getting 2 from 2. Catalan Dragons looking like they're improving. Another brilliant spectacle on a Thursday night in Super League. We're really being spoiled this year thus far. Great entertainment, of course, Wakey against Hull KR the night before. This brilliant game at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. Which one of the Saturday fixtures is going to whet our appetites even more? Well, don't forget, 3 o'clock kickoff and an 8 o'clock kickoff today in Super League. Make sure you catch both of those games. Super League 2025 at the moment is not disappointing. Looks like we're going to have a belter, folks. That's in the sheds for now.